Alright guys, TacticalRab back again today. I hope you're all doing well and enjoying your day so far, and welcome back to a very interesting time on the competitive Call of Duty timeline. We've got more roster hints to discuss today, but also Clayster following up on the whole cheating debacle of the last couple of days. Very much intrigued to your thoughts in the comment section below. Like if you guys enjoyed the video, subscribe if you're new as always, I would greatly appreciate it. Really upset the channel, thank you very much indeed for it. Now firstly, this from Crimsix, congratulations. Finally, after a couple of years, the pandemic, I suppose, postponing the wedding and stuff like this, gets his 4th ring on the board. So he joins David Carvalho in the 4th ring category, as you can see right here. Of course, 3-time world champion, now getting married as well. So congratulations to Crimsix. I know it's been a long time coming, and yeah, I mean, beautiful setting as well. So just fantastic stuff. Karma no longer the only member of the 4-ring club then, but yeah, maybe one of them will manage to hit 5 rings if Crim wins the world championship again or something, or someone else like Simp or something. He gets the ring on his finger, but also surpasses them one day or another. Who really knows? But yes, congratulations to Crim, most certainly. This from Shotzzy, of course, former teammate of Crimsix over at the Empire last year. And to be fair, there's been a fair bit of talk really about the fact that iLLeY and Shotzzy were invited to Crimsix's Crimsix's wedding. Like, they decided not to go, and there was some talk about that, whether that was a good idea, not a good idea from both sides, whether the invite got rescinded or whether they just decided not to attend. It was kind of a bit of drama really after Shotzzy, Crimsix was kind of describing how Shotzzy seemed relatively happy when they were in the call of dropping Crimsix off that Dallas Empire team during this off season, where it seems like it's going to be going to the New York subliners at the present time. But this comes out from Shotzzy yesterday. Good night with a heart emoji. Of course, it's like straight up bait on the timeline. But as you can see here, if you zoom in, you got the nice cat down at the bottom. And if you go all the way through, you'll find in the top left-hand corner, if I can just fit this on screen, if you are reading this, I'm going back to Halo. So it's official. We're reading this. He's going back to Halo. But right below that, you can see the CDL schedule as well. So a little bit of conflicting messages here from Shotzzy. But yeah, we did talk about this, right? The fact that yes, he loves Halo. But yeah, for now, he's going to be staying in the Call of Duty side of things. I'm sure of it. But whether at some point or another it could happen, if Halo becomes big enough, they've certainly got a lot of big organizations over there. I think like the esports engine guys like Animapacella and co, they're probably going to be running a lot of the production stuff, and they very well know how to make a good competitive title because they did it with the CDL with MLG for several years. So I think Halo can do really good things, but whether it's going to do whether it's going to be successful enough to surpass Call of Duty in Shotzzy's mind is of course that remains to be seen. But certainly some hints hitting the timeline, no doubt. So this is what we looked at yesterday. Human or AI, says Mohawk, and I mean, this was the initial discussion, right? This clip comes out from Cellium. There were some Black Ops 4 Chels against some Black Ops 4 grinders, some of the pro players and amateur players from the previous couple of seasons who have played in the challengers and professional side of things. We're playing up against some Black Ops 4 grinders, the likes of Cellium, this female player, and iLLeY thinks it's an AI, and Clayster says, cheating 100%. A fair play to Clayster, not deleting any of his tweets, because sometimes that stuff does happen, but Clayster's a man of his word. If he says something, he sticks by it and he puts it on the timeline, and that has certainly, caused a few questions really from certain people in terms of Clayster's response here, right? Because of course, cheating 100%, these types of accusations definitely have merit. At the same time, the fact that Cellium was accused of cheating means that everyone's talking about it right now in the community, right? If she wasn't accused of cheating, then maybe no one would care so much. So yes, accusations can have damaging consequences if people don't want to play with them because they think they're cheating, especially when it's pretty much impossible to tell right now in this online era, and things are certainly possible to do online. It's impossible to tell with 100% guarantee. At the same time, though, the fact that when cheating accusations do come through, it does mean that people start talking about them and taking things a little bit more seriously. So this is what Clayster follows up with yesterday. 3-year-old game, of course, being Black Ops 4 tick, playing at 3 AM tick, high roller wages tick, suspect clip tick. I don't know what y'all don't get. I made a tweet as I went to sleep with my opinion on how the clip looked. Of course, the cheating 100% one we just looked at doesn't make it true one way or another. There's literally no way to tell unless that. So kind of not backing down from his statement, not like apologizing or anything, but understandably so. And of course, Clayster does follow up with this as well. He says, look, a tweet where I literally talked about COD getting anti-cheats. I truly do not care about this specific case. It's a broader issue where there's an unknown factor unless there's good anti-cheats or you're on LAN or supervised PCs. So of course, the instance in that particular kill, it was the theory was there was a strike pack being used to anti-recall mods and stuff like this, or whatever exactly is going on there. Of course, if you're on LAN, that kind of it gets alleviated, right? You're being supervised, therefore you can't do that type of stuff. But this wasn't like a wall hack aimbot type stuff going on that you can do in theory, I suppose, playing Black Ops Card War in the challenger side if you're playing online without a good anti-cheat in play. So that, of course, is a fair issue, right, that Clayster brings up here back in September with cheaters already in the beta, that yes, okay, an anti-cheat does need to come relatively soon. Can't do all that much, I imagine, against this kind of anti-recall mod on the strike pack, but I mean, who really knows? Like, if you're on LAN, you can't really use that, but at the same time, if you're playing online and for challengers tournaments and stuff like this, it's not out of the question that can be possible. There was, I believe, a couple of tweets that Clayster did, delete, as you can see right here, a public apology, grow up, I'm I'm not even the one playing. I saw one clip that looked absurdly unnatural, still standing by that. If she's that disgusting, she's fumbling a massive bag by not trying to be in the league. This, of course, is the next question, right? Will there ever be a female player in the CDL? Could Cellium be that one? Kind of a funny follow-up here, really, from Clayster. I don't think you realise I truly do not care about less about this, even though, you know, he's done a fair few tweets about it. Good for her for being disgusting, right? Because, of course, she came out and, as we looked at in yesterday's video, did the hand cam and kind of proved that, yeah, she can win shells against the same guys, showing that she's not using a controller with anything additional added on top of it.
Wide right. Yo, nothing our side. They're pointing. Oh, close.
I don't see too. Hold on.
I got bumped by one.
Wow. One shot.
I got it.
Reset.
Point, small.
Alright, hold on. They're both on fuse. One shot.
Other one's there.
You're on your own. Bring this home.
Nice.
It's always so tough to tell in these instances, right? Because these clips come out and maybe it looks a bit dodgy, but then maybe people prove they're using a hand cam. But like, how can you know 100% guarantee that they weren't using it in the previous clip? It's just impossible to say. Like, some people will come out and say they've played with these people before and they were using it and stuff like this, but whether they use it anymore, it's just so difficult to say. And I think Clayster's kind of right that he's like, well, you know, it's pretty much impossible to say in these instances. Even though, of course, she came out and used the hand cam, it's like, it's just really tough. All this like online cheating debacle type stuff gets so difficult to cover, and I'm sure from the professionals as well, they're like, okay, are these cheating? Are they not cheating? It's very difficult to say at times. And well, this is what Zuma comes out and says. Heard there's a girl, Celly, smoking your first girl in the Call of Duty League. And as Hitch says, I had her playing with Pomage on a Black Ops 4 throwback last year. Hell of people came into my DMs. Would have thought I let OpTic forsaken it. So, well, anyway, that of course is the next question mark that comes as a result of this. If, you know, if she's been absolutely killing it in Black Ops 4 and played that for the last several years, why is she not trying to make it in the Pro League, right? You could argue that she should, well, start playing challenges and start getting into those circles, right? Because a lot of people are talking about it right now, and so this could be a good opportunity coming into the new title, start off in challenges and try and make things happen. That really is the question mark. This, of course, was an initial reply to iLLeY's tweet that you can see right here, just trying to have fun, where she's kind of talking about, you know, the reason why she isn't a pro is because she's a female, right? But even if that is part of it and people don't want to take a chance on her, maybe because she's a girl, it doesn't necessarily mean that if she wasn't playing challenges, she wouldn't have a better opportunity, right? There's always multiple factors here, right? And well, I'd like to see her, right? Maybe get involved in challenges for next year and see how things go. And well, I'm sure there's a possibility, right? Because some players right now, the likes of the Minnesota Rokkr, that are doing this new saga, are certainly looking for some substitute players for the upcoming season. They could consider this as an option. Who really knows? It's tough to say. Like, I'm not really sure Celly plays all that much respawn. It'd be it might be difficult to transition in that sense. Played a lot of Black Ops 4, of course, for the last several years. So I'm sure there's a reason she hasn't really been considered in those professional and challenger circles so far so much. But it certainly is a lot of, well, raw gun skill, it does seem, which you know, could be an option, right? Because a lot of these rosters right now are going to consider who at the start of the Vanguard title, like who's killing it in challenges, who's winning a lot of these early online tournaments, like and these are the type of players they're going to pick up to their bench, right, for the upcoming year, and going to keep their eyes on going forwards. So I don't know, it's going to be interesting to see. Minnesota Rokkr is certainly a team that's probably going to be doing that. We saw last year when they had, of course, they had like Major Maniak and Accuracy, they did the whole swap type thing went on, but that's when they brought Standy in from the challenger scene. No one had picked Standy up yet. He was looking like one of the most promising players in that side of things, and now he finishes off the year as pretty clearly a top 10 player in the entire game, absolutely dominating the latter half of things, to be honest, for the Rokkr, being their most impactful player. So this is the type of thing that these organizations are doing, what they're capable of, and I'm very much interested to see what the next twists and turns could be in this storyline going forward. But yeah, certainly interesting to see Clayster kind of double down on his take, and I can kind of see why. This from Hitch, the $40,000 off-season series we looked at a little bit ago with Ridge Wallet. I just wanted to mention this again today because it's only a few days away from the first of these tournaments on October the 7th, just because we were talking about iLLeY, of course, he's getting involved in these ones, I'm sure, once again. But the way they're doing it is slightly different to usual, as you can see in this reply right here. So Temp is like, look, me, Zuma attached to D2, you're down accuracy, and Mack melts, run it says accuracy, and it seems like they're getting ready to, well, put a squad together. But it says, look, it's going to be a draft, I'll update you, and well, Temp says dab for sure. So yeah, it's going to be some sort of draft going on for these tournaments, so people don't just get to exactly pick their rosters, but still should be pretty good fun regardless. Coming up in a few days time, going to be great to see every single week one of these tournaments going on. And just to finish off with this as well, actually, from Dessert to Intel, I thought was kind of interesting. Some COD legends who never won the World Championship. Of course, Nature is a pretty big one. He did, of course, win the X Games and he won XP, but not quite the World Championship, of course, technically, even though, of course, Enable's another one. I mean, you've got to think about guys like Kenny. Pretty sure Kenny actually comes up on screen here in a second. Octane is potentially another one. Priestahh is another one. Pretty sure this is from my interview with Kenny, actually, a little bit ago. So if you want to check that out, you can find it on my channel. But yeah, Enable's certainly a player. I mean, Kenny is a difficult one because aBeZy made like back-to-back grand finals, as did Priestahh, but never quite got over the line. I guess you could think about Zuma as well, to be fair, given how good he was for so many years, never quite got it done at the World Championship. But very much intrigued to get your thoughts on all this stuff in the comment section below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, I'd greatly appreciate a like on the video. Really upset the YouTube icon. I know you enjoyed this content. Other people like you may enjoy this content as well, and I've grown the competitive Call of Duty community. Thank you much as always. Take care, and I will see you next time.
Heard the Royal Ravens are signing you? Yeah, right.